moving out of the lightweight class and moving into the heavyweight fight that had Daniel Cormier going up against Frank Mir. You know, George will tell you I've been on like the Daniel Cormier bandwagon. I think one thing I like about Daniel Cormier is just that he doesn't look the part. You know what I mean? No, he doesn't. He just
Grimace was smacking the fuck out of Frank Mir's ribs last night.
He was, and he's so. When you look at him, you don't realize how fucking strong he is. And I know it was a very boring fight last night, and a lot of people were, you know, booing because he was just he's doing dirty boxing. And George, you said it perfectly. He kind of reminded you of Randy Couture. He did that dirty boxing. But what was impressive to me about him is just how fast his hand speed is. You know, you don't look at a guy with that. His hands are and how fucking strong he is, man. He's so used to wrestling, that Olympic wrestling and wrestling guys that are so big. We saw it when he fought big boy Josh Barnett and threw him around, and how he handled Frank Mir last night. And I think one of the things is sometimes when you see matchups, you know, I thought Daniel Cormier would come out of this fight as a winner. But I knew it was a tough matchup for him, but just because of the stature, just because Frank Mir is great on the ground, he's got good hands, and he's got a lot more range. So it was almost like he had the same skills as Cormier had, but he was a bigger man, you know. And
you want to know the one benefit that Grimace has going for him right now?
What?
The amount that Bama sweats. And Frank Mir could just never get his hands on him. Dude, that Bama, with 30 seconds into the fight, it looked like he just climbed out of the pool.
And did you see at the beginning of the third round, Herb Dean wiped him off, and he goes, "What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?" Stop. He goes, Why are you wiping me off? He goes, "No, I'm going to go wipe, I'm going to wipe off Frank Mir too." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "But come on, man, let's go." Because he could see that Frank Mir was getting winded, and he didn't want to buy him any time, you know. But
and he knows if he's dry, then Frank Mir's got a chance to grab him. But trust me, as soon as Grimace moved 8 feet, his back broke out as if he was jumping back in the pool.
Right.
I mean, the thing is
go ahead.
I'm not sure where Daniel Cormier goes from here. If he's refusing to fight the champ, then, I mean, he came in at one of his lowest weights ever at the weigh-in. I think he was registered around like 230, 235. Mm-hmm. But, dude, looking at that giant fucking turtle shell, dude, that guy, he does not have a sloppy gut. Like, his gut is taut. And I'm just like, you could lose it. Yeah. But I'm just like, if you're going to go to 205, now's the time. Like, to me, there's no point of dicking around in the heavyweight class. Like, why are you going to waste time? Or are you just going to be one of these guys who fights heavy, gets number one contender, goes, okay, I'm going to go fight 205 now? Like,
I mean, you're going to fuck it up for everybody else. And George and I, before the camera got turned on, we were kind of going back and forth. Like, George was like, I just don't like the way Cormier says, I refuse to fight this person. He kind of steps into the UFC. My thing is that, I understand just where George comes from, because when people start to dictate who they're going to fight, and I'm not going to fight this person, ultimately we know if you can get to the point where Rashad Evans and John Jones got to. Now, I understand not saying it initially because you train with Cain Velasquez and you don't want to disrupt the harmony in that camp, or you don't want to cause any type of animosity within that camp. But somewhere or another, you have to be diplomatic about it and just kind of say, obviously I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to be my best, and show that you have respect for your camp, but not just flat out say, I'm not fucking fighting this person. I'm not fighting this person.
Kevin, here's the scenario I'm going to lay out.
Okay.
You're the champ.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to be Daniel Cormier, and I'm going to be the number 3 guy. I just won.
Uh-huh.
You go out, you fight, you lose the belt, and then they give me a title shot.
Mm-hmm.
Do I take the title shot, or do I turn and look to you and go, well, I don't know what to do?
Yeah, I mean,
because here's the thing. Here's just my thinking. If I'm Cain Velasquez and I go out and I fight, let's say, Junior Dos Santos again.
Right.
This time I lose.
Okay.
Now they want to give the title shot to Daniel Cormier.
Right.
I'm sorry, but if I'm Cain Velasquez and you just won the belt, we're fighting, because I'm not giving up on my title dreams just because you now came along and won the belt.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what you saw with Rashad Evans and John Jones. I mean, Rashad Evans
except for fucking Rashad Evans got all butthurt and moved to Florida.
Yeah, and at some time or another, man, and you see a lot of that with the camps out in Brazil, like you see Lyoto Machida and Anderson Silva and some of these guys who train with each other saying they're not going to fight one another. But, ultimately, if you've got a lot of good guys in your camp, somebody's going to meet somewhere, somebody's going to meet each other somewhere down the road. You know what I mean? So, he's got to get past that. Huh?
I said you would think.
You would think. Comical, brash, and sometimes politically incorrect. The Uncut Sports Show. Non-traditional sports coverage delivered the way you like it by your uncensored co-hosts, Kevin White and George Bedford.